Welcome back to the geometry notes. This is section 1-4 covering segments, rays, parallel, and skew. This is video 2 of 3. Going to go through just finding some figures, naming some figures in a different version, and given the diagram at the right, there was no labels on the notes that you pulled up on your computer, so feel free to pause really quick and add the labeling to all of those rays and segments and lines on that figure. Copy in the A, the B, the C, the X, the Y, and the Z is what I'm saying. Okay, so the first one, name AX another way. So right here this says AX. Notice the symbol above it means a segment. So now we're talking the physical point of A and all the points traveling towards X. So when we name segments, remember we need 2 capital letters. The order of the segments is completely irrelevant. The only figure where the order matters is a ray. So I can also name this segment XA, as long as I use the segment symbol over top. Doesn't matter the order of the endpoints. Next up for part B, name a ray that is opposite XA. So if I'm highlighting this ray first, ray XA, that means the ray starts at X and travels through A. Remember, the endpoint's always listed first. So I start at X and I travel through A. So if I need the ray opposite that, I need the ray that shares the same endpoint as XA and travels in the opposite direction, creates a full line. So the endpoint's going to be exactly the same when I name opposite rays. Now I have to travel in the opposite direction as ray XA, and I also have to create a full line, which would mean I would start at X and I would travel through C. So the ray opposite XA would be ray XC. Remember to write the ray symbol over top. Part C, now we have name ray BZ another way. So if I highlight that, I'm going to start at B. Remember, the endpoint is always the first letter listed in the name of the ray. I'm going to travel through Z. So really what I want to do is I want to name this ray where if I started at the same point and traveled in the same direction, I'm copying over the same ray. So if I want to name ray BZ another way, I have to start at exactly the same endpoint first. I have to start at B. But if you keep traveling along ray BZ, notice how eventually you go through point C. That brings the second point that you could use to name your ray. So you could name ray BZ as ray BC, as long as we use the ray symbol over top of it. And then last question talks about, are these 2 rays opposite? We actually can answer this question without even looking at the diagram. Remember, opposite rays share the same endpoint. And here this first ray starts at A, this second ray starts at X. Therefore, they are not opposite rays. So are they opposite rays? A big N-O, no. Simply because they don't share the same endpoint. They do create a line together. If you look at the union of those 2 rays, it does create one line. But remember, 2 stipulations to be opposite rays. You must share the same endpoint, and you must create one line together.